Bohemian Rhapsody is finally here, directed technically by Bryan Singer. He left during the production was going on, and then because of the allegations, and then it was taken over by Dexter Fletcher during post. However, since Bryan Singer did principal photography before he left, he does get final directing credit on this movie. And of course, you know what this film is about. It's about Freddie Mercury and how he joined the band and how that band became Queen, how he met Brian May, John Deacon, Roger Taylor, and how they made some of the best songs ever recorded in history. Of course, one of the best ever, Bohemian Rhapsody, the title of the movie itself, and of course, all the other classics that you can think of from Queen. And we get all of those in this movie, as well as exploring Freddie Mercury's personal life, what was going on with him confronting his sexuality, and the fact that he does indeed get AIDS. And so we're looking into his personal life as well as getting a film where we can tap our foot to it and we can mouth the words as the songs are being sung on screen. Now, Queen is a very integral part of my life. Growing up, it was a huge thing, and of course it was. I mean, I actually envy people who don't grow up with Queen. In fact, I envy people who don't grow up with classic rock music or stuff like this, like who grow up with electronic music or whatever, because I run into so many people who listen to this stuff, and half the time when you ask them, like, I mean, Queen is great, there's actually people who've come up to me saying, who's Queen? Actually, one of the first songs I ever performed live was We Will Rock You. It was fourth grade, and the teacher calls me up. He says, I know you've learned We Will Rock You. And I did, on his behest, and he was like, all right, just perform it. And I did. I was nervous as hell, but I did, and it must have gone really well because there was some clapping or something. It was fourth grade. How do I know? And of course, my mom is a huge fan. My dad is a huge fan. In fact, I Want to Break Free came on one day in our household, and my mom just started singing. And my dad too. It was kind of a nice family moment. And so Queen is not something I am not familiar with. I keep listening to Queen every time I can. In fact, I've played Queen so many times on my phone or whenever I'm just walking around. It's crazy. Bohemian Rhapsody, I know word for word, by the way. We're not performing that here because this is a movie review. So let's get all of that out of the way and let's actually talk about the movie itself. Let's talk about the things that I really, really liked in this movie first. Rami Malek is Freddie Mercury. No, he's not acting Freddie Mercury. He is Freddie Mercury. Some of the best performances that you'll ever see in your life, if you really think about it, it's not the actor playing a certain person or character and just, saying the lines as they are in the script. They often take the person or whoever they're playing and they tend to live into this character or the person and really adapt their personality, their mentality, to really understand them, to really become them. Some of the best performances, like I said, are like that. With Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek is not Rami Malek on screen, who you know from Mr. Robot or whatever. He is Freddie Mercury here. And if he doesn't walk away with a Best Actor nomination at the Oscars or even an award, because I think this is the best performance of the year, this is just disappointing. I really think he deserves it. He has done such an incredible job bringing this man to life. All the imperfections, the perfections, all of it. And the way he's done his best to explore his life as to what the script has for him, we'll talk more about that later. He's done brilliantly at it. Even the other band members were really great. Brian May in particular, the actor playing him, I'm sorry if I don't know your name, fantastic work. Even John Deacon was great and Roger Taylor was fantastic. They were all really, really good in this movie. And seeing Queen rise up the ranks and get better and better and become more famous and more successful, and hearing all your favorite songs played, and the Live Aid performance happening, which, by the way, the soundtrack actually has those tracks. They've never really been released before, apparently, and they're actually available on the soundtrack. So you should buy the soundtrack if you're a big Queen fan to get those tracks for the first time. Fantastic work all around. And once you finally get to the Live Aid stuff, which you've kind of seen hinted at the trailer, that's just amazing. And yes, you will tap your foot to it and you will sing along to the film and you will have a great time. It's gonna be fun. Don't stop me now. Also very good is the cinematography. Very beautifully shot movie. There's a lot of great moments, shots that stick out. The framing is excellent. I have to commend that. It's beautifully done. And like I said, once you get all the performances are beautifully shot as well. But really, it keeps coming back to Freddie Mercury. It's his story. It's really his story. And again, if it wasn't for Rami Malek, I have no idea what would have happened. He's not sung in the movie. They have actually gone up and said that he apparently wasn't the best singing when they tried to have him sing, and so he's lip synced the entire movie, which I completely understand. Also, because it's Freddie Mercury we're talking about. There's only no one who could imitate his voice. You know, it's kind of hard to do that, so you're gonna have some limitations in that regard. I keep coming back to the performances for a reason, and that brings me into the problems I have with this film. Freddie's life. They don't go into it the way I wanted them to. I wanted this to be like Ray. You know how that go into the personal life of Ray Charles in that, and you really get an in-depth look at this man, all the flaws in this man's life, all the problems that happen, all the things leading up to who he has become, and the problems he's facing now that he is famous, and all of the downward spirals that have happened because of it. That is what I wanted to see in this movie. Here you get something which I found the last time I saw a film in actually The Greatest Showman, which was also 20th Century Fox, now that I think about it. I don't really understand why they did that. I understand you want to get to the performances, you want to get to the thing that audiences have come to see. They've come to sing to the songs and to enjoy those performances, and that's fine. But you're making also a character movie here. Like, the other band is there, and you're looking at their lives too. Not really, I mean, they're pretty much there just to, you know, be supporting characters to Freddie Mercury for the most part. There's not much development given to either of the three other band members. But you want to explore more this man's life, and you don't. You kind of get little things here and there. You get a bit in the second act when you finally get to the Queen, Queen becoming famous, and Freddie going down this path once he finds out that he's gay, and this spiral of drugs and alcohol that he goes through, and how he's getting more further and further detached from the band itself. That to me was the most compelling part of the film, and even his marriage with his wife, who, when she finds out that he's gay, that creates a very strange relationship for the two of them. I wanted more of those things because that's kind of the movie I expected out of it, as well as getting all of the awesome songs. So, in depth wise, in terms of a plot, you don't really get much beyond some stuff that you've seen before, especially with some of these storytelling devices, because they tell it in a very predictable way. You know he's gonna go down this downward spiral for now, and things are gonna get bad to worst, and at the lowest point in time, he's gonna say, no, I have to stop this. Get back up on top, and then one big triumphant final act. Handle a story which could have been very potentially interesting and very in-depth, and kind of just skimmed through it. Like, it became kind of wafer thin, and I was kind of disappointed by that personally. And the editing also felt a little choppy because of that. Also a problem I had with that movie. I'm not comparing it to Greatest Showman, don't worry. But I feel like that could have been handled a little better. I wanted it to be handled a little better. That's just my personal thought on it. Audiences are probably really going to enjoy this movie though, because I think critics seem to be really mixed on it, which is fine. I mean, you're not supposed to take the word of me or other people talking to you as like solid word of oak, It's like, we have our own opinions, you guys have your own opinions. In fact, if you enjoy the movie more than we do, perfect. We want you to enjoy the movie. We're just telling you what we didn't like about it, and we just kind of like brace you. It's like, you're not going to get enough of that, but you're going to get a lot of the thing that you may really, really enjoy. And as long as you get that, you might actually have a great time. And that's exactly what I'm going to leave you on. You might have a great time because you're probably going to get exactly what you're going to come there for. Or maybe not. Whatever happens, I hope you guys enjoy whatever this film has to offer. I'm going to give Bohemian Rhapsody an 8 out of 10. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon, including Nutcracker and the Four Realms. I'll go see that soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.